Hello friends, welcome to the IT Buddies channel. In this video, we are going to build an application named MoviesInfo with the help of Redux and React. So first I want to show you a quick overview about what we have to build. So here you can see a list of movie is showing, and whenever I click on this select button, and you can see here details for Knives Out movies is showing, like title, category, writer, stars and runtime. So this is our project that we have to build, and you can check my description. I also added GitHub code for this project. So if you got an error while programming, you can simply download that zip file or copy that code and paste inside your favorite text editor. So at the end, your project will look like this. So now let's move to our coding part. Let us create a new project folder with name Movies Info, because this is our project name. So right here, create React app, and after that, name is up to you, MoviesInfo, and press enter here. You can see here our MoviesInfo folder is created successfully. Now you have to go inside that folder, and after that we have to install our libraries, that is Redux and React Redux. So we write here npm install dash dash save. Dash dash save is used because whenever we install this library, that will automatically go inside our package.json file as dependencies. So our library name is Redux and React Redux. Now press enter here. After that, write here npm start, so we can see our React app inside our browser. So write here npm start and press enter here. Now our Chrome browser is automatically opened. As you can see here, our React app is started, and that is our default React page. So now go inside your source folder, and I want to remove all of this stuff instead of this index.js file, because we want to do our coding step by step. So I want to remove this stuff instead of this index.js file. Now delete this. After that, create a new folder inside this source called components, because React is all about components. NENTS. And our first component name is app.js. Inside that, first we have to import our React. Now create a new variable with app, and I use this arrow function syntax. Inside that, I want to return our div, and I write here app. You can write here anything. After that, I want to export default, because we want this app.js file used inside this index.js file. So I write here export default. Now save this, and inside this index.js file, first remove this basic stuff because we deleted some of the files, and we import this app from our components folder. After that, we don't want to include this strict mode and also this stuff. Now save this, and you can see there is an error. Yes, because we have to use capital R here. Now save this and open your browser, and you can see here app is showing successfully, because we write app inside this div tag, and that all stuff is generated by this app.js. This is our first component, and we export that component inside this React DOM, and that will render our page. So now the time is come to add styling inside our project. As you can see in our earlier video, we use Bootstrap for that styling stuff, but now inside this project I want to use semantic UI. So first of all, you have to get prior knowledge about how this is works for the CSS stuff. Now I want to paste our CSS link inside my index.html file. So I want to use this link. If you don't find here, then press Ctrl F to find and write this semantic.min.css. Now I copy this, and inside our public I want to go index.html, and above this title tag I want to paste that link. So right here style sheet, and inside this href we have to paste that link, After that, close that link tag and now save this file. So our styling stuff is added by that semantic UI CDN, but there is very minimal change here because we write only f. So later on this video you can understand how this is work for the styling stuff. So now let's move to our Redux stuff by creating a new folder like actions and reducers. But now here I don't want to go inside that detail because inside our previous video we also have to do all of this stuff by this superhero project. So now create a new folder. First folder name is reducers. Inside this source folder, and second name is actions. Inside these actions, I want to create a new file with index.js. Now create a new function that is select movie because inside this action, I want to select a particular movie. This function will take our movie and I want to use this arrow function syntax. Inside this return, we have to write our type and payload. Our type is movie selected. And write here payload, and this payload will grab this movie. Remember inside our earlier video we use id instead of this payload. Now I want to use this function inside our another components, so I want to write here export. Now save this. Now our next step is create a new file inside that reducers. That name is also index.js. The name is totally up to you. Now I want to create a whole new function named movie reducers, and that will return our movie related stuff because remember our changing state functionality is generated by these reducers. Now create a function movie reducer. I use this arrow function syntax and I want to return our movie related stuff. So I want to paste that. You can get this inside my GitHub code that is provided inside our description. So this will return our title, category, director, writer, task and runtime of our movie which have we selected. So after that create a reducers. Remember reducers is taking state and action. So our reducer name is select movie reducer. And inside that we have to pass state and action. So by default our state is select movie and that will null at the very first. Selected movie, and our second parameter is for action. I use this arrow function syntax and here I want to pass that movie which we have selected. So here we have to write if our action type is movie selected, that is our action. So we have to return that movie with that payload. So return action dot payload, and after taking this action we have to change our state. By default that is null. So return selected movie. Now save this. As you can see we use two reducers for our action. So in our large project we don't have to remember that reducers, so we use that combine reducers functionality that is provided by Redux. So now import combine reducers from Redux. Now let's use this combine reducers property. So first combine reducers. So inside our movies we have to pass that first reducer, which is movie reducer, and inside this selected movie we have to pass our second reducer, which is selected movie reducer. And I want to use these reducers inside another component, so we have to export this by export default. Now save this, but we want to change that reducer name to selected because we write here selected. And I also want to get our first reducer name, that is movies reducer. So let's change this. Yes. Now save this because this is done. Now go inside this index.js file and we have to tell that we also include reducers. So write import reducers from reducers, and we also have to include that provider and create store terminology, and we have to pass this app component inside that provider. So write here import provider from React Redux, and import create store, because inside this create store we have to pass our reducers. So create stores from Redux. Now I want to pass that inside our provider. Cut this and write here, and I want to pass that store, which is our create store, and we have to pass our reducers inside this create store. Now save this, but there is an error, combine reducers, so we have typo. Now save this, combine users. Yes, now save this, and this is complete successfully. Now let's create another component, that is movie list. So with that component we have to show that our list of movies. So component name is movie list .js. Inside that first I want to import our React, and I want to use that class based component, and our class name is movie list, that will extends component. Inside that first render it and return our div. Let's write here movie list, and now I want to export this. So export default movie list. Now save this. Now go inside this app.js component. So we have to gather all of these components inside this app.js file. So first import that movie list from movie list, and instead of this app we have to write that movie list. Now save this and open your browser. So instead of this app you can see here movie list. Now the time is come to add our list inside this movie list component. So first we have to import that connect function. So import connect from React Redux. So remember, whenever our reducers change their state, our provider that is contain their reducers will notify that connect function, and our connect function will also tell our song list component that our state is changed. So we use here connect, and I want to pass this movie list inside this connect component, and above this export default I want to use map state to props. So const map state to props. This is by convection. And remember, map state to props is a utility which helps your component get updated states. So I want to pass our state, and inside that I want to return our movies. And as a first parameter we have to pass that map state to props. Now save this, but before that let's check by console.log and write here this dot props. Now save this and open your browser. Go inside this inspect and console. Now you can see here our movies is saying here inside this console, but I want to see inside this our client side, so let's do that. So now I want to remove this console.log because this is only for understanding purpose. After that I want to use another helping method. The name is totally up to you. I write render list. Inside that I want to return our array with containing movie. And I use this map function to create and generate our new array which we have passed our movie. Inside that I also want to return. Maybe you will get little bit confusion because of two return statements. So remember, this return function is containing some amount of JSX context and that we have to pass inside this map array. So by using this, our new array is generated by that movie change and that will return inside this helping method. So now let's write our Gsx syntax. So I create a new div with class name item. This class name item is suggested by semantic UI. So you have to get prior knowledge about semantic UI because in this video we don't have to go inside detail about the CSS stuff. Our main motto is to create an app with React. So inside that I will pass a key which will allow our movie.title. I pass this key by this title. You can also pass this by category director or which we have to selected. Now inside this div I create another div with class name right floated content. Inside this I want to write our button tag. We use button inside this right floated content because after that name we use button at right side. Button class name is UI button primary. So our button is color blue. Inside that button I want to pass select. After that I want to show our movie title. So write here div with class name content. Movie dot title. After that instead of this movie list we have to use that render list. So this dot render list, and I want to use class name that is UI divided list. With this UI divided list we can get line after each and every movie. So now save this and open your browser. You can see here our movie list is added successfully. Now I want to use this select property. So whenever we click on this select, we can get this movie detail. So let's do that. So inside this movie list, first we have to import our select movie action. This that will containing our movie type. So first import select movie, that is inside our actions folder. Then we have to pass that as a second parameter with this map state to props. Select movie. Then we have to include that click event, so we use on click method. So after this button we use on click, and that will get our movies. So this dot props dot select movie. Now save this. Our on click method is added successfully. Now we have to add another component called movie detail, because when we use this on click method we have to show that movie detail. So for that, inside these components we have to create another file, that is movie detail.js. Inside that, first we have to import our React. And we also have to import connect terminology. So import connect from React Redux. Now I want to create a function that pass our props. So function name is movie detail. And I use this arrow function syntax. And for understanding purpose, I have to write console.log, because I want to print our props. Now I want to return our detail. So inside this div tag I write movie detail. Now same as this movie list, we have to use this map state to props and connect function. So copy this and paste here, but in this we don't have to return these movies, because instead of this all movie, here we have to show only selected movie. So right here selected movie, and remove this select movie parameter. Now save this. Now we have to tell our app.js file that we also include our movie detail. So import movie detail from movie detail, and like this div we also want to print movie detail. So right here movie detail. Now save this, but there is an error. So instead of these movies we use only movie, and instead of this movie list we want to use movie detail, because we want to export this function that is named movie detail. Now save this. Again error, because we have to use capital M here, same capital M. And let's include another div, and we have to cut all of this stuff inside a single div. So now save this and open your browser. Our error is gone. Movie details is also showing successfully, but we have to do terminology like whenever we click on this any of this movie, after that movie detail is showing. So let's do that. Go inside this movie detail.js file and let's remove this, because this is for only understanding purpose. And here we have to write our if statement. If our movie is not selected, Then we have to type select a movie inside our div tag. So select a movie. So after selecting a movie, we want to show a details of that movie. So inside this h3 tag, I want to write details for, and after that h3, I want to use p tag here. And first I want to show title of that movie. So here movie dot title. Now like title, I also want to show duration and directors, all of that stuff. So I write a br tag here, and let's copy this and paste multiple time here. Now first enter here to reduce complexity. Then like title, first I want to show category, and here movie dot category. Now same do this for our director, writer, stars and runtime like this. But you can see here movie is not defined because instead of this props I want to use movie. Now save this and our error is gone. Now open your browser and refresh this page. Now I want to click on this movie, and you can see here details for this Joker movie, and also category, writer, star cast and runtime is also showing. So our project is done successfully. Now let's select this Inception movie, and you can see here details for this movie is changed, and here the title is Inception, category is action, adventure, sci-fi thriller, writer is Christopher Nolan, starcast is Leonardo DiCaprio and runtime is 148 minutes. So this is our project, and here we have to choose one of this movie, and when we have to select on this button, and you can see here the description of that movie is showing successfully. So I hope you like this video, and if you really like this video, then press the like button and subscribe to our channel and turn the bell notification on to get our video notification instantly whenever we uploaded our video. So thank you and bye bye.